In this tutorial, I'm going to give you an introduction to cost theory in the long run, but I'm going to use numbers and calculations. This is the second video in a series. The first video I introduced the theory. The second video, with this one, I'm going to use numbers and calculations. And in the third video, I'll use calculus. So in this video, that's what the end product looks like, numbers and calculations. The producer will produce at that gray dot right there. And this is equal to the ratio of the wages to the rate of capital. And this is also equal to the change in capital divided by the change in labor. This is equal to the marginal product of labor divided by the marginal product of capital, which is the marginal rate of technical substitution. And that's what I covered in the previous video. Now I will do the same type of analysis, but I will use numbers. And I'm going to make a table of numbers, and I'm also going to recalculate all the ratios as well. I'll draw in an isocost line, and the unit cost of labor is $20, and the unit cost of capital is $40. The total cost is $280 anywhere on that line. No matter where I'm at on this line, the total cost is always going to be $280. If I am right there, I have a labor of four labor units. The cost of labor is $20 per unit. I add the capital cost, and I have 5 units of capital times a capital unit cost of $40 per unit of capital. 4 times 20 is 80, and 5 times 40 is 200. When I add those together, I get $280, as expected, right? And again, no matter where I'm at on that green line, the total cost line, the total cost is $280. Imagine I have 14 units of labor and 0 units of capital. So I take 14 times 20. This is equal to $280. Again, I use 0 capital. If I'm at 0 labor and 7 units of capital, I take 7 times 40, which is equal to $280. I will draw in a nice isoquant line now, blue line, I think. And let's imagine anywhere on that line equals a quantity of 1,000 units. So anywhere along this line is 1,000 units. If the producer produces at point A, the total cost is going to be 4 units of labor times the unit cost of labor, which is $20. And again, the $20 is unit cost of labor. This is equal to $80. The amount of capital used will be 5 units of capital at a unit cost of $40 per unit, or $40 I should say, for a total cost of capital of, again, this unit cost of capital, to be clear, and this is equal to $200. Capital cost of $200, and this is equal to $280. 80 plus 200 is equal to $280. Now, on the other hand, if the producer produces at point B, still producing 1,000 units, they will use 10 units of labor times $20 per unit. This is equal to $200. and they will use 2 units of capital, 2 times $40 per unit, which is $80, for a total cost of $280. 200 plus 80 is $280. Now this should make sense because both points A and B are on the same isoquant line and total cost is $280, so it's $280 for either point. But the producer can choose a different level of cost as long as they keep the ratio of labor cost and unit cost the same. So the ratio is the slope of the line, and that remains constant. Now at point C, the producer will use 6 units of labor and 3 units of capital. So 6 times 20 is equal to 120 for the labor cost. Capital, 3 units of capital, so I have 3 times 40, which is 120, for a total cost of 120 plus 120 for a total cost of $240. So the producer will choose to produce at point C because that's the lowest cost to produce 1,000 units. Point C is $240. Point A is $280. Point B is $280. So the producer will choose to produce at point C. Ratio of wages to the rate of capital is equal to the change of capital divided by the change of labor. I should put negative signs in there. So take 20 divided by 40 is equal to 6 divided by 12, which is equal to 1/2. 1 divided by 2. And I need to put my negative sign in there too. So everything works out as planned, as expected. And this has just been an introduction using some numbers to help you understand the long-run theory of cost. Up next, I'm going to do the calculus proof. And even though you don't need to know the calculus proof, I would really encourage you to watch the video and try to grasp what's going on. Again, share the knowledge, share the love. Facebook, Google+, Twitter. Questions and comments below. Make sure you like the video. And always subscribe because I'm always posting new information.